Hello, my name is Heather Wensler, and I appreciate you tuning in today. Following the presentation, I will provide my contact info, so be sure to stay tuned. Thanks again. So, let's get this thing started. All right, so I've started this meeting in which I wish to hold some breakout rooms. Now, I'm the organizer, so I'm the only one who can create the breakout rooms. So the first thing I'm going to do, notice that I'm in the desktop app. These are not available in the web-based app, so you must have the downloaded Teams app. All right, our breakout rooms symbol is up in the upper right corner next to the raise your hand feature. So I'm just going to click on the icon, and then I have some choices to make. It allows me to select the number of rooms that I want through up to 50. Not sure I want up to 50 rooms. So depending on the number of students I have, that will determine how many rooms I'm going to make, how many kids I want in each room. And I have a choice on how the participants will be assigned. I can add them automatically as soon as students join. They are randomly placed into one of the breakout rooms. Or if I have previously created my groups, I know what my groups are, I can manually assign them. I'm going to choose manually, and then I'm going to create the rooms. Now, I can create the rooms before my students arrive, but I cannot assign them to a room until my students join the meeting. So what I've done is I've launched some student accounts to show how the students join the meeting. So here I am, and it's going to be the same process for each. I'm simply going to click join for each of my students. And I'm just going to do that for each student. All right, so you can see that I have my 6 students in the rooms. With 6 students, I'm probably not going to need all of these rooms. I'm just going to use 2. So notice each room is currently closed. So right now, my best practice would be to have my students doing a do now or a warm-up assignment, something to prepare them as I put them into their rooms. So have an assignment ready for them to go, something to think about to prepare them. So what I want to do, and notice as I highlight the rooms, I get a little caret over next to the left side of the room number. If I click the caret, actually if I click the ellipses, I can do a couple of things. When I click the ellipses, I can rename the room. So this is helpful, especially for younger children, if you have them in groups, let's say, that are named after animals, for example. So you can use team names. You don't have to, but you can simply by hovering over the name of the room, clicking the ellipses. Now, also when I hover and click the ellipses, this is how I can join the room. This is how I can open the room. This is also how I close and delete the room. So all of that is available when I simply hover and choose the ellipses. So let's put our students into rooms. I'm going to click at the top, Assign Participants. And when I do, the students who are currently in the meeting are listed. So I'm going to put 2 students. I'm going to put these 2. I click the students I wish to put into a room. I click Assign, and then I choose into which room I want them to go. Notice once I assign them, they drop off my list. So I don't have to get confused about which room I'm putting them in. Also notice once I click Assign, I can see the total number of people assigned to that room already. Now, my students have not left the main meeting. I am simply doing the assigning. They're doing the do now or a warm-up activity. Let's put those 2 into room 2, and I'll go ahead and use the 3rd room. Okay, so now I have 2 students in each room. I can go ahead and click the ellipses and delete that 4th room if I want to, just to make it cleaner. Okay, again, the rooms are still closed. My students are working. I would call them back to attention here, get them ready, let them know what room they're going into. As soon as I open the room, the students assigned are going to leave this main meeting and be taken directly into their breakout room. Now, they are students. They do not have recording capabilities. They cannot open and close the room. They are attendees in the meeting. So they cannot mute one another. They cannot kick one another out of any meeting. So they are not given any controls once they are in the breakout room, which is really handy to know. What that also means is if I want to record what's going on in each room, I need to jump into each room after it's opened and start the recording. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to click a couple of things. I can individually open each room by hovering and choosing the ellipses. I can open each room individually. I can also simply click Start Rooms and we'll see what happens to our students here in the main meeting. Okay, so all our rooms are open. I'm going to click over to a student. This is what the student has now seen. They're going to be moved in 10 seconds. They're leaving the main meeting. And now the students are in their breakout rooms. So from here, the student can take notes, the student can view full screen, the student can show conversation, they can raise hands, they can see who's in the meeting with them. But notice there's no ability for the student to start any recordings. So that keeps it nice and secure. And if I go to each of the students, I notice that they are all in the rooms. So they're doing their work, they're partnering, whatever the assignment is. I'm going to come back to my meeting. So now I'm the only person in the room. And of course, I can go into each room. I simply click the ellipses and click Join Room. And then it opens a separate window for me. So I can see my background meeting here. Now I'm in the meeting with these two other students. I can minimize and I can go to the next room. So again, it's just opening different windows. It's putting me on hold in the other meeting. So I'm not in 3 meetings or 2 meetings at once. I'm actually just flipping back and forth between the rooms. Okay, so I can go back and forth between the rooms. I, of course, can leave this meeting whenever I need to. Since I am the teacher, I can come to the top and I can start the recording. I can turn on live captions. I have full control because I'm the organizer, I'm the teacher. So I would need to come into each room, let the students know we're going to start recording, and then the recording would stop. So here I am. I've just minimized room 3 and I am now back in my main meeting. And notice here it's counting for how long I have been on hold. When I'm ready, of course, I can come back into each of the meetings and broadcast a quick message. Hey, you have 30 seconds, you have 1 minute, rooms are closing at, in this case, let's say 9:38, according to my clock down here at the bottom. So I could give them a time, go back and forth into the rooms, give them a time, and then when I'm ready, I can simply close all the rooms all at once. So I'm going to close all the rooms. It just takes a couple of moments for the students to be taken out and brought back into this main meeting. All right, so all the rooms are closed and now I want to resume the meeting. So I click resume at the top and all of my students are now brought back into the main meeting. Now, I can reassign students. So if I want to shuffle students around, I don't have to disconnect from the meeting. I can simply move my students. So if I click on the name of the room, again, I can select one student or I can select both students. I'm going to select one student. I'm going to click Assign. Now, right now they are unassigned, so I'm going to put this student into room 2. So then I can come to room 2 and I can move that student to a different room, or I can simply unassign all of the students from each room. All I have to do is click each one, and then I'm going to unassign each of them. I click assign and I click unassigned, and that moves them completely out of all the rooms. So now all of my rooms are empty and I can reshuffle. So I can do it one by one, or I can unassign everyone and then bring them all back into new groupings. So really easy to use, and the students are able to access it very quickly and very easily as well. Thanks again for joining me today. I hope you found the video helpful. Please don't hesitate to email me at wensleredconsulting@gmail.com if you have any questions or need support. To access all of my videos, my monthly newsletter, and more, head over to my website, wensleredconsulting.net. If you liked the video and want to see more, head over to my YouTube channel to like and subscribe. Again, thank you and cheers.